Hey guys, I'm back again with a brand new video for you all, and this time I brought you 10 best cores that we can use in the Open Ultra League, as all three leagues started from today, and Ultra League is gonna be for 1 week, and you can pick one core from this video and start playing Ultra League. And I've tried to give detailed analysis in every core, and if you guys have any confusion and want more info about any core of this video, then please do join the Discord or leave a comment. And yep, without any further ado, let's start the video. Core number 1 for the Ultra League is going to be Guzzlord and Tentacruel. Now this is a pretty balanced core. If you look at this core, Tentacruel is going to be weak against those ghosts. Now Guzzlord, being the dark, is going to be strong against those ghosts and also dragons. Right, Guzzlord can handle those dragons as well, and Giratinas as well. So this is a very balanced core, and Guzzlord is going to be weak against Fairy. Tentacruel is poison, and also going to be weak against fighters. Guzzlord, Tentacruel resisting those fighting moves, being a poison type. And Annihilate, I've kept this Pokemon as the core breaker because Annihilate can beat Guzzlord and also resist the poison fast moves from Poison Jab. Well, Tentacruel also resists the counter moves, but counter the fast move, but yeah, it has the ability to beat both of them. And also Registeel got the ability to beat both Tentacruel and Guzzlord. And A-Slash and Cobalion are also the core breakers. Now Cobalion can beat Guzzlord, and it has steel type advantage against Tentacruel as well. Well, Scald is gonna do a lot of damage, but still Cobalion can beat Tentacruel. Now, best partners for this core can be Annihilate itself. Annihilate can beat all 4 of its core breakers if you look at it. And also Trevenant. Now, it's going to be a little hard against Alone Sandslash if you use Trevenant or Giratina in this core, because you're going to have to do a lot of teamwork against Alone Sandslash teams, but there's always a way out. And yep, you can also use Greedent in this core and Tapu Fini as well. Well, a lot of people run Guzzlord and Double Water, and Guzzlord and Tentacruel and Greedent. And a lot of people run Tentacruel in the lead and Guzzlord and Greedent at the back, like Poison type in the front and Double weak to fighting at the back. And Greedent is going to be your all-time safe swap. And Empoleon also can be core breaker of this core, but Guzzlord can win Empoleon in 2 shields and 0 shields. It only loses in 1 shields. And Dragon Breath Giratina also can be a problem for this core, because it's going to be a little trouble against Guzzlord as well, and also can beat Tentacruel obviously. But Guzzlord loses in 2 shield scenarios against Giratina, but in every other scenario, Guzzlord is going to win against Giratina. And Zygarde can also be a little problem for this core, but Guzzlord wins in every shield scenario against Zygarde and loses only in no shields. Now moving on to core number 2. Core number 2 is going to be Registeel and Tapu Fini. So again, a really solid core. Registeel being weak to fighting types and Tapu Fini being the fairy, and it's also got that Nature's Madness, like a season ago it got that move before it had to run the Moonblast, which took a lot of time to load. Yeah, Tapu Fini is a real beast in Ultra League, and yep, it's got its core breakers like Trevenant, Gallion, and Virizion. All 3 Pokemon can beat both of our Pokemon in this core, and best partner can be Pidgeot, Trevenant, Skeleturge, Talonflame, and also you can put Charizard in this core. It's gonna be a solid core. Our best partners can beat all its core breakers. Pidgeot has a very good matchup against all 3 Trevenant, Virizion, and Gallade. And also Trevenant itself has a good matchup against Gallade and Virizion, and Trevenant versus Trevenant, it's going to be Mirror. And Skeleturge Talonflame obviously beats all the core breakers, and I've seen a lot of people run Poliwrath in this core as well. Like Double Water, Registeel, some use ABA, some use ABB. If it's ABB, then you gotta run Reggie in the lead. If it's ABA, people run Fini in the lead. Yeah, and if it's strong against grass in the lead, then you just soft loot and then come in with your next Pokemon and play like that. Yep, and this is going to be another strong core. Moving on to another core. It's gonna be Ampharos and Skeletorch. Now, Shadow Ampharos and Skeletorch is a very strong core. In this core, you can also use Charizard or Talonflame in place of Skeletorch. And yep, I've got a video of Ampharos and Charizard core in my channel. You can check that out. Very strong core. Obviously, core breakers are going to be Swampert and Giratina. So that is what we've got. Its best partners. You can use Fairy, Tapu Fini, or Sylveon, or others. You can use others as well. You can use Guzzlord, can beat Giratina and Swampert both, and also Feraligatr and also Poliwrath. Now, if you put Poliwrath and Feraligatr, it's gonna be either ABA weak against Virizion, stuff like Virizion, or if you use like Poliwrath in the lead and Ampharos and Skeletorch at the back, both Poliwrath and Ampharos are gonna be weak against Virizion, right? So it's gonna be ABA, but you can handle that. It can be played out. Plus, Icy Wind from Poliwrath is gonna be amazing. It's gonna debuff the attack, right? And use Shadow Ampharos in place of normal, because Shadow just hits hard and it's absolute beast. Shadow Ampharos is my favorite Pokemon for the Open Ultra League. Guys, it's just beast. Moving on to core number 4. Core number 4 is going to be Giratina and Pidgeot. Now, yep, both like Flying and Dragon gotta be weak against ice, right? Every ice type. It's weak against every ice type, like Alone Sandslash and Ninetales. And also weak against Steelix and Registeel. So, yep, Steelix has the ability to beat Giratina and also Pidgeot and Registeel as well. He's gonna have a rough time against Giratina. With shields or no shields, Giratina is gonna win against Registeel. But if the Registeel is off like level 49, also it can beat in one shield to Giratina. It's gonna be good against Giratina if you're Registeel of fine IVs. You can beat Giratina in one shield, and yeah, in every other scenario, Giratina is gonna beat Registeel. But Registeel needs to have a little slight energy advantage in order to beat Giratina in one shield scenarios. By one shield scenario, I mean both of them investing one shields. That's called one shield scenario. And best partner is going to be Poliwrath, Skeletorch, Talonflame, Steel and Ice is its core breaker, so definitely Skeletorch and Talonflame is going to be the best partner of this core. And also I've got Poliwrath, it can beat the Steels and Alone Sandslash. But talking about A9, Alone Ninetales. So if you use Pidgeot in the lead and Giratina and Poliwrath at the back, then it's gonna be if Alone Ninetales is running Charm, then it's gonna be Pidgeot in the lead and double weak to Charm at the back. So if it's Charm A9 in the lead with your Pidgeot, then it's gonna be fine. Not that fine, but it's gonna be fine. And if you run Poliwrath in the lead and Giratina and Pidgeot at the back, it is going to be strong against Ice in the lead, but weak against Ice at the back. But if A9 is running Charm, then you're gonna be in trouble if it's Poliwrath in the lead. But you don't need to swap out, you can just soft lose. You can debuff with Icy Wind, you can throw Scalds or multiple Icy Winds, and by multiple, maximum amount of Icy Winds that you can throw is going to be 2 Icy Winds. And you can soft lose and then come in with your Pidgeot if it's got Charm. If it's got Powder Stone, then if you lose soft lose with Poliwrath, just come in with your Giratina and do some. It is already going to get chipped, right? It is already going to get debuffed, the A9 in the lead. So that is how you're going to play. And if you like run Poliwrath in the lead and double weak to Ice, you just bait out Ice if it's not Ice in the lead. That's how you're going to play, right? And yeah, if you use Skeletorch or Talonflame, then no problem with A9 or other steals. I'm just talking about if you want to use Poliwrath in this core. But yep, Talonflame or Skeletorch is going to be just strong in this core, very strong. And moving on to another core. Core number 5 is going to be Galvantula and Mandibuzz, one of my favorite core. Now, Galvantula is going to be weak against Giratina. Mandibuzz is going to win against Giratina, right? And, yep, core breaker is going to be Steelix, G-Fisk, Talonflame. Talonflame because Talonflame can beat Galvantula. And Talonflame in shield scenarios, even if Mandibuzz shields and Talonflame also shields, Talonflame is gonna win against Mandibuzz. And Cobalion can beat both Galvantula and Mandibuzz. and A slash. A slash is gonna beat both our Pokemon here. These are gonna be the core breakers, and that is why we can use best partner as Poliwrath, Swampert, and Jellicent. So Swampert can beat all 5 of its core breakers, and Poliwrath also can beat all 5 of its core breakers, and Jellicent can also beat, but if A slash is running Shadow Claw, then it's gonna be a little tough. But the preferred line for this core is Jellicent in the middle and Galvantula in the lead, and you're gonna be double weak to electric at the back, and Galvantula is gonna be good against all other electric types as well, like Ampharos. So yeah, this is a pretty strong core, and I've seen a lot of player reach to legend with this core in Open Ultra League. Whenever Open Ultra League comes, like, people are waiting for Open Ultra League and using this core and then get to like push their ELO. That is like incredible. So let's move on to another core. Core number 6 is going to be so I've kept it as a Poliwrath and a little mock core. The line is actually Poliwrath and double dark or double poison, like Drapion and Skuntank at the back with Poliwrath in the lead, or you can use Mock or Drapion or either one of them. The core breaker is going to be Annihilate. Now this line, Poliwrath, double dark or double poison, is like it's been famous since past 5 or 6 seasons, and it still works. This was very famous before Annihilate entered the party, and this still works. The core breaker is Annihilate, but you're gonna have Poliwrath in the lead, and Poliwrath against Annihilate is not that great for Annihilate, you know. Skull is still gonna do a lot of damage, and Icy Wind is gonna debuff. Poliwrath is just such a strong Pokemon for the Ultra League. It also actually threatens Giratina in Shield plays. Yeah, so then again, Poliwrath is gonna be weak against Fairies. You got double poison at the back. Poliwrath is gonna be weak against Ghosts. You got double dark at the back. So this, yeah, Poliwrath is gonna be weak against Grass, and you got double poison at the back. So it's kind of cool team, and it's very fun. And the most important thing about this line is it's like easy to understand. You know, it's easy to understand team, and there's not much like you don't need to like pressurize. What do we call that? Pressure, right? You don't need to put yourself in pressure. You got ABB, just swap and just play. And that's how you're gonna play with this core, this line. Now definitely there is gonna be a lot of teamwork against Annihilate, right? Yeah, so you're still gonna do good against Annihilate. And another core number 7 is going to be Trevenant and Feraligatr, double Shadow Claw users. Grass and water. Now this is a very deadly core, because you know Trevenant is going to be weak against those fires. Feraligatr is being water, gonna beat those fires, and yeah, Feraligatr is gonna be weak against grass. Trevenant is strong against other grass, like it's gonna do good against Venusaur, against Virizion, right? So, and yeah, Feraligatr is gonna be weak against electric types. Trevenant is gonna do good against electric types, but you gotta watch out for that Galvantula and Brutal Swing from Ampharos. Galvantula can also be the core breaker of this core, but I've only kept Pidgeot and Guzzlord as the true core breakers of this team, because Trevenant versus Galvantula is not that bad for Trevenant. That is why it's not the clear core breaker, but it is a little problem, but not the clear core breaker in my opinion. Now, Feraligatr definitely gonna have a tough time against Galvantula. But yeah, let's move forward to core breakers. Pidgeot, resisting the Shadow Claws from Feraligatr as well, and Trevenant can do nothing against Pidgeot, and same with Guzzlord, right? So Guzzlord can beat both the Pokemons. Pidgeot can beat both the Pokemons. If you got like Ice Beam in your Feraligatr, it's gonna do good against Pidgeot. Like even though if it resists the fast move Shadow Claw, it doesn't mean Pidgeot will always win. Double Hydro Cannon is always gonna threaten Pidgeot, right? So even if you don't have Ice Beam, a little energy advantage Feraligatr can beat Pidgeot. Now let's move on to best partners for this core. You can use Poliwrath. Poliwrath beats Guzzlord, and like if you use double water, Poliwrath and Feraligatr, it's going to be double water with Trevenant, and you're going to have to do some dream work to beat Pidgeot, but it is possible, but a little difficult. So that is why you can use Alolan Ninetales beating all its core breakers, right? With Powder Stone as the fast move, it's going to beat both Guzzlord and Pidgeot. You can also use Charm, and yep, it's going to be very strong line. Trevenant, Alolan Ninetales, and Shadow Feraligatr, and use Shadow Feraligatr instead of normal Shadow. Is just a beast. And Steelix and Registeel can also be used as the partner for this core, because it can Steelix beat flying type Pokemons, and also it's got a little upper hand against, not a little, very upper hand against Guzzlord as well. Registeel's got that move Focus Blast for its dark typing, and Steelix got Dragon Tail as the fast move against this Guzzlord, but it's only the fast move, right? So yeah, this is going to be a very strong core. And moving on to another one, core number 8 is going to be Talonflame and Greedent. So one is going to be weak against fighting, Greedent, and one is going to be flying type, Talonflame. It's going to resist those fighting moves, right? But I've kept Core Breaker as the Poliwrath, because Poliwrath has the ability to beat both Talonflame and Greedent, and also Guzzlord. Guzzlord can beat both of the Pokemon Talonflame and Greedent in every shield scenario. So those are the core breakers. And also the best partner can be Annihilate. Annihilate can beat both Poliwrath and Guzzlord, and Virizion also can beat both Guzzlord and Poliwrath. So we forgot, let's talk about other Pokemon like Ampharos. Ampharos is gonna have tough time against Greedent, so it's not the core breaker. It can beat Talonflame though. So yeah, this is a very fine balanced team. A lot of people run like Greedent in the lead and Annihilate and Talonflame at the back. And a lot of people run Talonflame in the lead and Greedent and Virizion at the back. Greedent is going to be the safe swap, of course. And yeah, if you see Greedent in the lead, then it's either going to be Guzzlord line, like Guzzlord and Tentacruels at the back. We talked about it earlier. Or it's going to be Talonflames at the back. Yeah, so that's the Greedent famous line for the Ultra League. And yeah, overall, this is going to be very cool core. Now, core number 9 is going to be A-Slash and Giratina. Not many core breakers of this core. Very, very strong core. Giratina is weak against fairies. A-Slash is very good against fairies, right? So, but Tapu Fini with fast moves, Water Gun and Charge Move Surf can do good against Alolan Sandslash, and being fairy can do good against Giratina. That is why it's the core breaker of this core. And Greninja, Greninja is gonna resist those claws or the PS from Alolan Sandslash. So Greninja and Hydro Cannon hits hard, so it's gonna be Alolan Sandslash, but not every time. And also Greninja, it's got the upper hand. And Greninja's got the upper hand, but in 2 shields, Greninja might be if you don't shield the first or second Night Slash, and you put the shield in right place in 2 shields, Giratina might be able to win Greninja in 2 shields. I'm saying this because I was on the Giratina side, and my opponent had Greninja, so I was like, oh no, it's Ghost versus Dark. So I was like calculating in my mind, and I just didn't shield the first Night Slash, and then I started shielding, and then they started shielding, and 2 shields I actually won with my Giratina against Greninja. So this information can be a little helpful for you guys. So yeah, you can use Tentacruel as the best partner for this core. Tentacruel can beat Tapu Fini, obviously. Tentacruel in shields can build Greninja. Only the Night Slash can be hit as the neutral move from Greninja against Tentacruel, and you can also always use Poliwrath and Annihilate the fighters. If you use those, then you're gonna do a lot of teamwork against Tapu Fini. But this core is just gonna be very, very strong. Moving on to another core. Core number 10 is going to be Talon and Feraligatr. You can use both normal Feraligatr and Shadow Feraligatr. And yep, the core breaker is going to be Ampharos. There are going to be other core breakers, but this is the major core breaker Ampharos for this core because it can beat both Feraligatr the water, Talonflame the flyer, right? So the best partner is going to be Giratina, Greedent, and Registeel. So all three can beat Ampharos, but Ampharos with... Okay, I'm going to tell you something. Ampharos with one Shadow Ampharos. All right, here's a little calculation. Shadow Ampharos with one extra Volt Switch can beat Giratina in 0 shields. And normal Ampharos with 2 extra Volt Switch before Giratina can beat Giratina in 0 shields. That's the calculations. And I'm telling you because I've been on the Ampharos side when it was in the Giratina side. So that's the difference between Shadow Ampharos and normal Ampharos, right? So it can beat Giratina. It's not like Giratina is gonna win every time. It's Dragon like resisting those Volt Switch from Ampharos, but Brutal Swing hits hard, right? So yeah, you can use Registeel. Registeel can beat Ampharos. Some people use Focus Blast on that. I use Brutal Swing and Thunder Punch. Greedent can beat Ampharos as well. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting core. And that is it, guys. Those were the 10 best cores in my opinion for Open Ultra League, and you guys can pick any of the core, and please do comment which core are you gonna use. And if you want any help in these cores, then please to tell me in the comments, or you can join our Discord. And yep, if you like the content, then please do leave a like and comment in the video, and please do subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. And thank you so much, guys.